Hey YouTube, Peterbilt Knife Guy, and today we're going to be going over my top 5 favorite steels. So this is an open tag by What's the Point EDC. I'm going to put his video in the description about his top 5 favorite blade steels. Check it out. This one happens to be mine, and we're going to start it off like this. And when I say top 5 favorite steels, I don't mean these are the best steels. These just happen to be the top 5 steels that I own personally. So there's going to be a couple in here that people are going to be like, oh, this is better and that's better. It doesn't matter. I don't own them. And if I did, maybe they'll be in my top 5. Maybe they wouldn't. But anyways, let's get this started. And we're going to go from what not really any order, but we are going to kind of go in a order of what I think is a grade up each time. So we're going to start for the lowest grade, and that would be 1095. Specifically, Essie's 1095. I have just always been a carbon steel fan, and 1095, 1075. Not a big fan of 5160, but the good carbon steels like SK85 and stuff like that, I've always been a fan of. They're easy to sharpen. I don't really have to worry about rust issues that much. And a good, well heat-treated 1095 blade to me is worth plenty. And so that's one. Another one is this here Tops Moccasin Ranger. Forgot to say this is the SE3, and this is another example of 1095 that I really do like, but I'm just not a huge fan of Tops's heat treat. I wish they would just through harden their stuff like everybody else. I think it causes them more problems, and it's an extra step that is unnecessary in my opinion. But still, 1095, I think it holds a decent edge, easy to sharpen, good stuff, love it. Up next is going to be a steel that I've had a long career with because I've always been a Benchmade fan, and even though I don't have a Benchmade right here, this is a Leatherman Wave that I put a 154 cm blade in. 154 cm and me, like I said, go way back to when, God, I was 20 years old or something like that when I got my first Benchmade in 154 cm, even though this is a Leatherman. I've just found it to be a good, tough, durable steel for a smaller knife. And that brings us into the bigger knife. This is a Benchmade Arvenis in 154 cm. I absolutely love this thing. I'm so mad that Benchmade discontinued it. If they brought this thing back in like 3V or something, I'd do a backflip. And I'm 250 pounds. But yeah, 154 cm is it's always been a good durable steel. I think the first knife I ever had was a Griptilian in 154 cm, and I literally have pried open manhole covers with that knife, and I never bent it, I never chipped it. I mean, it would lose its edge, but then I just resharpen it. Great knife. I mean, I've owned multiple of them. I think I only have one Griptilian left right now, and it is in 20 CV, so that's why it's not on this table. But yeah, it goes 1095, 154 cm. Up next is S35, or no, S30V. I got this mixed up, but yeah. So S30V is next up on my list of knives steels that I personally have experience with, and I've had a lot of knives in S30V. I don't have that many to show, honestly, because you know how it is with knives. You get them, you love them, you trade them, you sell them, you do whatever. So right now I only have a couple examples. I don't have any fixed blades in S30V, and and that's kind of because this isn't a good fixed blade steel. S35VN is a little better in my opinion for a bigger blade. It's just a upgraded S30V. But yeah, so this is the mini Osborne. Yeah, in S30V, fantastic knife. I mean, you could see the use I've had on this. I have pried open things with it. It has a pretty robust tip for a small knife, and it's never let me down, and it sharpens up nice, holds a decent edge. Another one I have right now in S30V is this buck that I apparently didn't clean. It's a Paul Boss heat treated S30V. I'm not a big buck fan, but I am an S30V fan, so there you go. I had to buy it. I wanted to try out Paul Boss's Heat Treat. You know, I'm not a huge buck fan, and I'm not a 110 fan, but the steel in this knife is actually excellent, and it holds a good edge. Just an old man design. We're just going to leave it at that. And that brings us into S35VN. I love S35VN. It is probably my favorite EDC steel as of yet. And like I said, I haven't tried them all. I'm just going by what I have. And S35VN has just been a fantastic steel for me. And yeah, I carried this guy for a long time. Never messed up the blade. You know, I've had Aus-8 knives that I've broken tips off of stuff, and you know, Aus-8's pretty tough, but I have not broken anything on any of these steels, and that shows me something about them. Yeah, so there's one example, and then my EDC carry right now is the Rat 1 in S35VN. Fantastic knife. I love this steel, I really do. And then back with SE, with the SE4 in S35VN. Fantastic knife. Now, would I want this steel in a big chopper? No. I'm mainly a bigger knife channel, but in a small fixed blade like this, and I consider this a small fixed blade, some people wouldn't. I don't think I would want this steel, but for a good just camp knife, this stuff's just gonna shine. It's gonna outcut 1095, you know, and I love SE's 1095, but the S35VN is just gonna spank it all day long, except for in toughness. But that's okay because I don't want to use this knife like that. But anyways, so yeah, S35VN, awesome stuff. And last but not least, my newest favorite steel that I think every knife should be made out of is CPM 3V. I am now a CPM 3V fanboy. I don't care what you guys say about it. I love this stuff. I have, once I bought my first 3V knife and started using it, yeah, it changed everything. I know it's not the most rust resistant steel. You know, it is what it is, but I've just, the toughness, the edge retention, you know, it's superpowers its toughness, and I like big knives, and CPM 3V just does it for me. And ever since I tried, I think my first one was the Trailmaster in 3V, I was sold and had to buy more. That is the Architect Knives AK 5.5 in 3V. And then like I got this little Benchmade Puko that pisses off the internet so bad. This one is in 3V also. Excellent little frickin' knife. Call me a fanboy if you want. I don't care. These knives rock. Yeah, it's not a true Puko. Don't care. I mean, I'm not a bushcrafter, so whatever. Yeah, 3V, couldn't freaking pass it up. Awesome stuff. Love it, love it, love it. And yeah, so that's, like I said, this is my list of just knife steels that I like, have actual experience using, and thoroughly enjoy. Is there better? Yes. Is there worse? Yes. Anyways, shout out to Frank at What's the Point EDC for starting this, and thanks for watching.